So for the background, I wanted to use this type of elegant pattern because it makes it seem much more sophisticated, much like the lifestyle of the two and potentially wealthy criminals. I wanted to see this different type of background because they do use this, not necessarily conventionally, but it is a less frequent convention when they use gradients like this within magazine covers. So I wanted to try it out. So here I actually put the anchorage text of the actual magazine cover, which is conventionally used within the Empire magazine. I added posters and a sign, and this also happens very frequently within magazines, not often, but looking at the crime genre magazine which I looked at, it does include it. So here's the first image. I wanted it to be a man in a suit in order for me to actually understand possible dimensions and sizes of the character and the overall look of the magazine itself. So here I actually added burn tools and dodge tools for the character and blurring tools to make him fit in with the background more and make him stand out more as a character. I added another character, similarly dressed and similarly acquired toward with the actual use of lighting and editing tools. So I actually made him, him and his hair more blurred and more shiny to make it stand out much like wax or gel. It's the elegant type of style. I wanted to make the lighting match the rest of his body, so therefore the actual matching of the skin colour with the brightness, I wanted to fit more. So as again, with here, more blurring occurred within the actual outline to make him fit in more of the background and make it seem less edited in. So here it is so far, and just to get a basic understanding of the actual size so far, so afterwards I will further add the actual masthead to see the overall size, and as far as I'm aware I will have to move it. So I added the barcode and I actually rubbed out the outline partially of the barcode in order to allow the character to actually fit in front of it. This also happens very frequently within magazines, not always, but within this magazine definitely. I added the actual text of the film itself, and I added certain effects to it to make it stand out more and seem a little bit more sinister, but not too over the top. I wanted to keep it fairly simple yet have a slight bit of edited function toward it. So this effect I used a brush tool with more of a splattering type of look, to make it seem as though the paper has been ripped and anger has led to the rat being ripped apart, possibly suggesting his life is being ripped apart. So now I actually I also rubbed out part of the text to make it seem as though it's been scraped off of the actual paper itself, enforcing the greater violence. I wanted to make it seem more dirty, so I added these type of effects as shown here to make it seem as though it's been pushed through the dirt and over time even left to one side and left to rot. So here it is so far. It makes it seem more old and to a certain extent more mature. It makes it seem a little bit more serious. I don't know, it brings a darker tone personally and more harm provided. So I tried the same with the actual background to make it seem as though the ripping of the paper, much like the evidence within the scene in context to the trailer, it's just the ripping apart of these characters' lives. They're all in danger, especially the character who is deemed as being the rat. So here it is all again, with the actual text and the lower part of the page. It's all been ripped apart. Okay, so here's all of it so far, and I added the masthead. I think it fits in so far, and I personally like the way it felt as a magazine cover. So I had a slogan, because that's conventionally used within magazines, and I put it within the actual paper, the actual ripped part of the page on paper, which actually includes the mentioning of torn apart. Here I mentioned film titles, which would always occur within magazine covers unless it's a special edition. So here it is so far, and the most frequent use of colouring includes green, red, white and slight hints of grey. I tried the actual background used beforehand, linking in with the actual gradient used beforehand also. So a great bit of focus on the actual characters themselves here, and I personally feel that they do match what would usually occur within magazine covers. So here it is all so far, and I will show what actually occurs later on within the magazine making.